here.
Dukniak here.
Zakarian here.
Shabilsky here.
Program here. Let's stand and say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Chairman, for citizens' comment, I'd like to introduce the group to Denise Gilbert. Denise is our new Director of Finance. Want to take yourself and who you are, where you came from, and so forth.
Good evening. My name is Denise Gilbert, and I have spent about the last 7 years working in government in Kenosha County and with some of the municipalities in the western part of Kenosha County. I worked in the department for the health and then did with all sorts of things. I was the government services manager and worked with Bristol, Bristol, Salem Lakes, Paddock Lake. So spent some time with all of them. Have touched on many of the things that will be here, but probably not as in-depth as I appreciate you letting me involved.
Welcome. Not aware of any other citizens' comments or correspondence. Let's approve our minutes from our April 19th meeting.
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. We need a voucher approval for our voucher list for May of 22.
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Now we need approval for our June voucher list.
Second.
Been made in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Report on the water system performance.
Good evening, everyone. Past couple months have been real good for the utility. We're down on main breaks, down on laterals, and actually we're getting geared up in the sewer utility for a road project. May 4th, the utility received a phone call from a concerned citizen that water was coming through a water valve box. Crew was sent and found out the valve was leaking. We made the necessary repairs. Everything's good. We had a hydrant hit off the road on 9740 South 60th Street. Contractor backed into it with his tractor, but he denies it. So, holding the bag, the hydrant was repaired and returned into service. Drexel Avenue Tower, the sidewalk was repaired or replaced due to the contractor's lack of preparation and protecting the work area. The cost of the concrete is covered by the general contractor overseeing the job. Valve box inspection, we probably got a month into that. Utility crew has been out inspecting and preparing valve boxes for the 2022 city road restoration project. All our roads and lawns have been restored to their proper state from this winter. Grass is growing, asphalt's back, curbing's in. Couple miscellaneous. We had several issues with our SCADA program. So they were diagnosed, including the backup utility alarm communications between Franklin Police Department and City Hall. One 16-inch butterfly valve on Oakwood and Hickory Street for Vanguard's warehouse properties. And I signed a contract to have 5 skylights replaced at the Drexel Booster Station due to ongoing leakage and age.
Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Oh, excuse me. Yesterday, 6/20/22, we had a 4.2 day pumpage, and Glenn feels that we're going to probably mirror that day.
Because
Nice warm temperature.
people are,
Lots of kiddie pools.
got it. Okay, anything else? Number 6, unfinished business. Wholesale public board may enter into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statute 19.851E. Deliberate upon information, terms, and provisions of the potential provision public water supply to the city of Franklin as related to the city. The municipal water utility and its customers in 2024 and beyond. The potential negotiation of terms in relation thereto, including but not limited to potential amendments to the agreement for Oak Creek to provide water and wholesale to Franklin. Potential agreement terms resolving that public water supply sources, including but not limited to Milwaukee Water Works, financial analysis study of long-term water supply, the investing of public funds and governmental action in relation thereto for competitive and bargaining reasons, and to re-enter open session, same place thereafter to act upon such matters discussed therein as it deems appropriate. So, for a second?
Second.
By roll call, all those in favor?
Peterson, aye.
King guy. Takarian eye.
Shabilsky, aye.
Wilbur, aye. For a second?
Second.
Oh, Larry can.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carried. Okay, under new business, we have a lead and copper materials inventory agreement, and that's going to be tabled until next meeting.
And Miss B.
Yeah, water tower design.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I really.
There's a lot of words.
It's been a
there.
couple
There's a lot of
months.
words there, Jerry.
Water, let's do item B.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you're all aware, we submitted the plans to the DNR April 8th, submitted the DOT for the various permits that we needed in April. Spoke to the Dnr Reviewer, a gentleman by the name of Ryan Doherty, last week. He should have us his review complete later this week, or at least so he said. Taking that for what it's worth, based upon my recent experience with DNR, they tend to be running late. He didn't, when I spoke to him, he didn't say there was any issues, but obviously he needs to go through it. I half expect a conditional approval rather than a final approval. Just have additional approval rather than a final approval. Just have to. We've been working with Dave Byer from Rickert Milky on the integration and control. I spoke to Dave yesterday because today's Tuesday. And I expect to have the final P&IDs and the specs on Thursday for inclusion in the bidding documents. One of the things, I guess the hiccup, the bump in the road is the Safe Drinking Water Loan Program, which we applied for last September. I have been informed by a gentleman by the name of Jim Whithoon from DNR. The City of Franklin is not a loan program. His reasoning is, under Administrative Code, projects which account for future growth and/or fire protection are not eligible for funding. I found that difficult to believe, being that we have a need for elevated storage right now. I understand that the calculation that was provided to the DNR and the PSC during the CA did not separate the users versus the fire protection. I'm not sure we're done with it, but that's the word that I'm getting from them. Now, they have posted it as an approved project, but Jim's telling me that they're not going to fund it.
How's the appeal process?
I'm going to call Matt Markham, who's in charge of the financial aid program through the state tomorrow, see what we can do, because I've dealt with that for 5 years. So,
Are they? Do you know where they are with their budget for those types of finance? Are they close to the end, or do they have? Because I would think
they got money coming out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What's the problem?
I think it's the way that Jim explained it to me. It was an EPA condition. When they originally did the Safe Drinking Program, the administrative code mirrored the EPA. They say you can't do it for fire protection and you can't do it for future growth. If you'd like, I can send you the administrative code sections. I'd be more than happy if someone else would read.
To your point, we need it for right now too. Not
True, and we even in the application, we indicated there's a need for it today. This is not something down the road. The second tank is down the road.
Right.
This tank is not. So I'm not sure that it's over, but very, very disheartening in that it took. When did we originally get that, Glenn? About 3-4 weeks ago. We got the undetermined email, if you remember, because I think Mayor Olson got it as well. Your question to me was, hey, what's going on here? And it took me 3.5 weeks to get a hold of anybody in Dnr because in the office they're all working remotely.
One of those things where if they don't spend the entire amount they've got for benefit of it.
It stays in.
I think, yeah, it just gets rolled into next year. But, you know, if we don't get some satisfaction out of the existing object, keep applying until we're blue in the face, and they're not going to change their minds.
But there are other water towers that have been through drinking water.
Understood.
funds,
And
they
I
did
don't,
the same thing that we're.
I don't think we had a problem when Kathy Wunderlich was up there, because she understood when we went through the pre-application with the DNR and the PSC. That's why I'd like to call Matt.
I would look at previous projects funded, water tower projects funded, like that out. And all these
You know,
precedents there.
we have a 500,000 gallons sitting over here right now. That's all we have in West Pressure District. There's not enough storage in this pressure district for the current demand. I haven't asked that question. I'm not sure I want to go there.
Well, and interest rates aren't depressing.
No,
Well, they keep going up, and the longer we wait, the higher they're going to go. Now, if there is positive coming out of not utilizing safe drinking, you don't have Davis-Bacon wage rates, and you don't have American Iron and Steel, which are both an 18 to 20% add. These projects. That's probably not going to offset your interest rates, but if you got to look at the silver lining, there it is.
20%.
I think it's high. That's what CB&I told me when I asked them what it would do to their rates. I'm not going to debate it with you, and you've done it more recently than I have.
Well, I mean, they say that, but.
Yeah, it's probably a shot from the hip, to be honest with you. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, item 7, new business, lead and copper materials inventory agreement. That's going to be tabled to next meeting.
President, I would suggest that it be approved subject to minor change by the.
Oh.
Okay,
Is that what you have discussion on it? So moved.
so the motion, is there a second?
second it.
Motion by those in favor say aye.
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 Can we ask a question? I'll vote aye, but I just got a question.
Sure.
Vote aye and it's approved. So, but do we know what the hourly rate is on that last page? It just says time and materials estimate hourly rate. Do we know the rate? Do we know what the hourly rates are?
For this specific person, I don't know if we do. We do use them for a lot of things. We have different rates that we adopted for other projects.
I'd just like to see.
Okay.
I mean, it's something you can do it under the approval that you have.
I would like to.
So do you want us to sign the agreement tonight?
Let's,
You'll
well,
call us.
it would get, I don't know what's gonna change.
Yeah, you'll call us. You call us in if you want. You call us in if you want to.
It'll be after the.
Okay. So. Okay.
Do we have Esri right now?
We do have it.
I think the next item is adjournment. A motion to do so?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.